Hello, everyone. I'm here with Sarah Arengo, and first off, I want to thank you for coming to Medellin, Colombia, and being an awesome translator. You did an awesome job. I know you helped me out a couple of times, and the fruit was phenomenal. 3,333 healings, 253 salvations, 26 Bible studies in less than 10 days.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah, and this is for Love and Live More. We just want to talk a little bit about your journey with Jesus.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So let's go back in time a little bit and tell us how you came to know Jesus with a relationship.
Okay, that's a big question. I grew up in a Christian home.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I think like I have like my foundations
Yep.
in that, but it was like when I had 15 years that actually I first understand what it was like having a relationship with him, like talk to him often. He healed a lot of stuff in my heart, but I think it was like until I had 24 years that I really understood that it's not only belief, but you also need to do serious changes in your life, in your lifestyle. So yeah, to me, it has kind of progressive, like have understanding on the way.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. And yeah, I think he has built with me. He has been so patient with me. Like when I understand something, then he gives me the next step.
So you're about not even quite half my age, and I'm going to tell you that this last year, I've learned more about Jesus and His love than in my first 40 years walking with Him.
Wow.
Yeah, and His love never fails. He'll never leave you, never forsake you, and it's just one of those things where it is a progression. It's not like a one and done, but it's a walk. It's a relationship, and it's a beautiful relationship. Let's talk a little bit about growing up in Bogota, Colombia.
Yes.
And just as far as your encounters with Jesus at 15 and 24, and after, if you just share a little bit of your journey with Jesus.
Okay, so like the story, you mean? Like
just a little bit about what brought you to Medellin? I mean, it's like how did you get here? I mean, it's like everybody here has got a story. How did I get here?
Yeah, so I'm in this mission called Steiger.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, and
which is really important.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk a little bit about Steiger Ministries? Because it's actually based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota.
His main office is in Minneapolis, but it's around the world. It's not,
right.
It's global. And yeah, basically our mission is trying to reach the global youth culture, we call it, like all these people like from since 14 until 30 maybe, and all of them share like the same values, like they don't want to follow any kind of religion. They are like hating some sort of communication we have towards them. So we believe a lot of them, they don't understand the gospel, they just have our own idea about it. So what we do is that our mission is actually in cities and through artistic performance and some, every kind of weird ideas. Sometimes we have to reach them in parks, in bars, in every places where they are, and we go and reach them and we preach the gospel there. So in that weird environment, we met Paul Rapley, and he became really friend of the mission, and he was like, I really like what you do, and we started like to work together. So every time he came to Bogota, I tried to help him, like, I want to translate for you, I know you want to do some healing. So I really like the way he talks to people, because he's like, I'm gonna talk to this person, the red jacket, I saw a hat, so I'm looking for a hat. So I always was excited about it. So last time he was, and I translate for him. And just 3 weeks ago, he told me hey, I want you to be in my team. And I was like, that sounds actually really, really good. So yeah, I came and it was amazing. I don't repent. Like I really could see God moving in a so much powerful way, and He showed me like I already have seen miracles, in Bogota, but in this place God showed me like He has so much in store, and sometimes we don't see it because we just don't believe it and we don't go for it. So yeah.
Well, I just thank you. I just, as you were talking about going for it,
Yeah.
and how on Friday in the rainstorm when we're preaching outside and you're interpreting, and then the fire on the 5th floor, and we're actually in an apartment, and this woman gets some healing. So then we're talking to the family about the gospel. And this young man, I didn't realize he had a knife, but you saw, and go ahead.
It was like a guy that it was a really poor neighborhood, so there's a lot of people in there that has a lot of trouble, so they find like the refugee in drugs and stuff like that. So there was this guy that lived with his stepmother.
Yep.
And she burned all his stuff. We don't know what was the reason, but she burned everything. So
all of his belongings up in smoke.
Yeah, we actually believe there was a fire in the building, but it wasn't. And he was with a knife, and he went to there, and that woman has to close the door, but he was like, "I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you." So yeah, after that before that we were praying for someone. And then this guy came, and I immediately like recognized it, and I was like, okay, I was actually kind of afraid, like I don't know if I feel safe praying, but it was really good because I felt like a fear, but you didn't even realize what was going on.
Well, I didn't know I had a knife,
Yeah.
so I'm just praying, hey young man, you gotta settle down.
Yeah, but it was so good because you were so patient with him, and actually to me it was beautiful because it was like you sometimes have to go over fear.
Yeah.
And then you see God, like the way He was watching him, and actually he was really moved by what you say, and at the end of the day he was like giving his life to Jesus, so it was a very beautiful day.
Well, and then right after that we get whisked down the steps into the basement where the church is having a little gathering, and he, because he's with us, gets whisked along, and the next thing you know, the church there, Herman, the pastor's son, is giving him a big bear hug. Then they start to pray for him. He gets slain in the spirit. Who knows what was delivered out of him? But it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I mean, it was just the love of God pouring into a young man that was so desperately in need. So so thank you so much for being with me. I just wish you the very best on your journey with Jesus, and I hope that we catch up again on some mission somewhere.
Yeah, I hope the same.
So,
first.
yes, awesome. Super. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you so much.